Well, good day everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Here we are back at Tonsley Park, but there's no coffee and cars today, but instead we're doing a review on this Jeep. Alright, so we've got a 2014 diesel Jeep owned by Kim, who is standing next to me, and I'm going to ask him a few questions about the car, and we're going to have a bit of a look around it, so we'll get right into the video. Kim, tell me, when did you buy the car?
So I bought it 2 years ago, coming up 2 years. I bought it as a tow vehicle because it was one of the better vehicles that I could see after doing my homework on them for tow capacity. It's the 3-litre turbo diesel V6. The towing capacity on it's about 3,500, which is, from what I read, one of the better ones.
That's quite good, really.
For it, yeah. I bought it as a stock limited Grand Cherokee, but since I had it, I've badged it, I've blacked out all the bits and pieces, the wheels, etc., door handles, window tint, everything, just to make it look a little bit different on the road. People often say to me, your plate, you've got a Holden number plate on it. Well, it's not really a Holden number plate. Funnily enough, it came off my granddad's wagon, which was my first car.
Just focus in on that, and for people who don't know, SLE 230.
So that was my granddad's car, which I got when he passed away, but the car got stolen and burnt, which was unfortunate, but I managed to get the plate back off it. So it's got family history, so I don't care what car it goes on. I've had it on Commodores in the past, but I've got out of the Commodore now into this just a tow, so the plate came with me. Very happy with the car, ridiculous fuel economy with it, it's really good on fuel.
And of course it's got a bit of a Chrysler symbol up there, Chrysler Jeep. But of course Chrysler wasn't always into Jeep, were they? So yeah, and were the wheels
so the wheels
factory
silver?
Yep.
Like the genuine sort of polished alloy, I suppose. But I painted them with that plasti dip gear, which has done well. It's just over a year that it's been on there for, and it's held up pretty well. And again, I've blacked out all the chrome around the front, changed the grille.
That looks so cool.
But I'm really happy with it, and I don't think Jeeps get enough kudos, I suppose,
yeah,
is the word for it. It's caused me no grief whatsoever. I service it when it's due for servicing. I look after it. I think any car that you do preventative maintenance on is going to last a long, long time. There's no reason it shouldn't last.
Absolutely. Yeah, preventative maintenance is the key, yeah, isn't it? You
exactly.
Know, and provided you look after it, I mean, a car can last you a lifetime.
Yeah. And look, I've had bucket loads of cars. I've had Fords, I've had Holdens, and they're all good cars, don't get me wrong, they were very good cars. And if I could afford it, I'd have myself an old Holden again, or an old Ford sitting in the shed, but you know, the reality is I can't afford it. So I make do with this. I'm happy driving it, it looks good on the road.
It certainly does, and it has a presence, and as I walk down from the car park race up the top there, it even though it's the only car around here at the moment, it certainly stood out to me. So you've got a nice looking Jeep, and like you say, I don't think people give Jeeps that much credence, and they, you know, I think their pedigree behind them too. You know,
exactly, yeah.
They've got.
My wife, she's on her second Jeep. She's got a Cherokee. She's got a Cherokee
very
Black
cool.
Hawk. So that's her second Jeep. My first one. So we're a Jeep family. And as I said, it's not caused me one touch wood, one little bit of issue. That's
right. And if you want to see more of Kim's cars and different things that he's into, he's also on TikTok. So you can give him a follow and watch the. I'll add a link to the description where you can check him out a bit more, where he's got a few more bits and pieces on there. So we might have stop this outside business and start having a bit of a look on the inside and in the wagon part and all the rest of it. So now we're sitting inside the driver's seat of this great Jeep, and having a look at its well, I guess it's partly electronic dash, isn't it? It's got a manual or a more ordinary gauges, but it also has.
You can have the speedo like that, or you can have the digital.
Oh right, yep.
Either or.
Yep, that's cool. That's very cool.
And the standard features, you know,
Yeah,
cruise control,
that's got all the
kind of stuff,
yep,
paddle shift.
paddle shifts.
It's got the electric steering adjuster, steering column there.
Oh, very nice. And you've got your sat nav and
so sat
everything
nav,
there,
yeah.
and that all came standard in
That's
the.
all standard gear.
Very good.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this. Wow, that's a very, very fancy
It's a bit
gear
different.
selector.
Yeah.
It's a bit different to what I've got used to in the Commodore. I'll give you that now. The old T-bar. It is a T-bar, by the way, but
same but different.
But a lot more modern looking.
Yeah.
And then you've got what's this down here? You've got all your controls.
Drive controls.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you've got controls and all sorts of things there. Oh wow! So you can go over rocks and mud and sand and snow and ice and.
Yeah, quite a snow to get here.
I think they got 3 centimetres up at Mount Lofty about 30 years ago. And then it's got beautiful interior map reading light type things, and you've got sun visors and handrails.
You've got
and
heated seats. You got
and heated seats,
wheel.
heated steering wheel.
Yeah.
Which you do need in this country, don't you?
Yeah.
Like a hole in the head. Especially when it's 40 degrees. And of course you've got all the electric window controls there, and he's got another button up here. I'm not sure what that's. Oh, that looks like it must be the light control.
Yeah,
there.
an electric brake next to it as well.
Oh, right. Yep. Very good. So now we're having a bit of a look around in the back of the Cherokee, and it's got a nice set of leather seats. Absolutely beautiful in the back here, and you've even got little charging points and things like that for anybody that wants to play games, and charging points in the back of their car, charge up your phone. And you've got of course air conditioning vents as well for the rear passengers, which is very, very handy in a hot day like we do get sometimes in Australia. But no, it's absolutely immaculate, this car. Very, very, very immaculate. So now we've moved into the back tailgate section, and looks like he's got some very nice stereo speakers in the back here as well, which would have been all standard.
Yeah.
And you've got 12-volt outlets here for your little fridge and whatever else, and it's quite roomy, isn't it, Kim?
As well, they've got a tuck away, which no one really knows about unless you've actually got one or read about it, but it's got a little torch that tucks away in there.
Oh, that is cool.
And it just slots back.
I don't think I've ever seen anything
So there's
like
lots of little things they've got.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course your spare tyre would be under there somewhere. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's a full-size spare.
But it's got these little
It's got the little containers
well.
as well, so you can shove things in. That is just so cool. And yeah, all very, very neatly. Well done, Jeep. Well done. And of course you've got the, what are they? 60, 40, yeah, something like that, yeah. We'll call it 60. We'll call it 60 by 40. But yeah, it's hard to see on the film, but you can appreciate it's got quite a nice height there, and there we are. So that just gives you an idea of how much more room you've got. If you haven't got any passengers in the back, you can carry a bit more stuff in there. Okay, so let's have a look at this this big diesel engine that powers this beautiful vehicle. So what size did you say it was, Kim? 3 litre.
Don't ask me any more than that.
Okay, folks, so it's
3 litre.
It's a 3 litre diesel that powers this beautiful beast along the.
It's got plenty of grunt.
And I bet it's got a good towing as well.
It pulls really well. You don't even know anything's on the back of it.
Yeah, I can well imagine that. And of course we've got for any Chrysler enthusiasts, it does have a couple of little Chrysler badges on it somewhere, and one or two that I've spotted. I think it's only about 2 I've spotted. It's a lot of Jeep on it, but there is a lot of Chrysler in it as well. So, but yeah, it's certainly a very, very, very nice, nice looking, nice appointed car, I should say, Kim.
And for a 10 years old, it's still modern looking. It looks
Yep.
good.
Exactly. So would you mind starting it up, and so we can have a listen of this mighty 3 litre diesel in action? Don't run me over though. So in a minute we're going to hear it. Listen to that. Hope you guys can hear that. 3 litre diesel purring along, hardly know it's going. Very, very quiet for a diesel, isn't it? Yeah. Even though the modern diesels are probably not as good as the older diesels, but it's still, and you can run them for virtually forever, can't you? You know.
As I said, fuel-wise, I think this runs around just under 10.
So about
100
10 litres per 100k. Yep.
Short distances, you know, it's probably 11 or 12.
Yeah. Well, of course, diesels are always a bit more economical than petrol cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's very, very good. Thank you for that, Kim. All right. Well, thank you very much, Kim, for bringing down your beautiful Jeep.
That's all right, no worries. Thanks for having a look at it.
And
it's good to get it out there.
yeah, well, as you say, it might cause a bit of interest there, and like I said, I'll put a link in your description in the link in my link. I'll put your link in there. That's what I meant to say. I'll get it right in a minute, folks.
Yeah, no worries.
And yeah, thank you once again there, Kim. And I hope people get a bit of interest out of this anyway.
There's going to be some positive comments for you, and not too many people are going to bag.
Exactly.
The Jeep on there.
Yeah, so if any of you want to do any of this type of thing there, I'm open to all sorts of offers. I mean, I'm virtually selling myself, so I'll say thank you once again, Kim, and thank you to you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Cheers for now.